Courts have long held that the natural right existing between parents and their children is of constitutional dimensions. Texas Penal Code 25.03, interference with child custody. Backstory. Father's not been in contact with mom or child for months. Father tried to have his court-ordered visitation time, but mother kept away and hid the child. They did not show up to the location on the court order. Child whereabouts were unknown. Father asked for an offense report for interference with child custody and was denied. Father is now trying to obtain a missing persons report.
So can you do a missing persons report?
So your child's not missing?
Sure it is. He's supposed to be here. He's not here. Can you do a welfare check?
How you know she's here? How you know
I already knocked.
Okay, if they didn't answer the door, then that's it. Like I told you when the first time you came, if you called SO, this is our contract that we patrol, okay? So SO is going to go ahead and send a call.
So did they send you again?
Yes, sir. They sent me again because this is our contract, precinct 4 contract, Mod 110, okay? And I patrol this area, okay? Same thing I told you. This is a civil matter, okay?
So
if you believe
it's not a civil matter.
If you believe that your ex-wife is not obeying what the judge order is, then you contact your lawyers and you contact the courts and let them know.
Do you know what 25.03 is?
Interfering with child custody. So,
you know what it says?
And
do you know what it says about retaining?
You need to contact them and let them know what you feel that she's doing, okay?
Like I said, federal and state statutes state if I don't know where my child is, okay, I don't know where he's at. Okay,
well, contact the courts, contact your lawyer.
No. That's where the Texas Rangers come in.
I can't speak for the judge.
These are state and federal statutes.
I can't speak for the judge. If you contact them, sir, I'm pretty sure that they will be able to help you with that. And
I want to show you what it says law enforcement has to do. I'm gonna tell you what law enforcement should do. It says right here, the provisions, general duties of officers for missing persons. Okay, so that's neglect of duty.
He's not missing. Your child's not missing, sir.
According to the statute, he is. According to the statute, do you know what the statute says?
If you think that your child is missing, sir, then, like I said, you can contact your lawyer and you can contact the courts.
No, sir. That's incorrect.
This is a civil matter, and we don't deal with those. Okay?
That is incorrect. That's why I have these, and that's why I have.
So it's the same thing that I told you when I met with you at the Target. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this is neglect of duty and this is negligence. That you don't want to do a missing persons report because you have to do a persons report per the state and federal guidelines. They're right here.
If you feel that if you think that your child is missing, once again, you can contact the court.
I need you to call your supervisor so I can talk to your supervisor.
Know, okay?
Call your supervisor out so I can speak to him. Did he really just drive off?
He just drove off. He just drove off. He didn't do anything.
Every court order contains this paragraph. Notice to any peace officer in the state of Texas, you may use reasonable efforts to enforce the terms of this child custody order. Texas Penal Code 25.03, interference with child custody. A person commits an offense if the person takes or retains a child younger than 18 years of age. When the person knows that the person taking or retention violates the express terms of a judgment or order. It's a state jail felony, punishable by 180 days to 2 years in a state jail and a fine up to $10,000. Remember this. When the person knows that the person's taking or retention violates the express term of a judgment or order. Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's Office Standard Operating Procedure 15.003 states every deputy is responsible for dealing with reports of missing and wanted persons. Family abduction in violation of a court order when a member of the family takes or fails to return the child. Police officers often say the child is not missing or kidnapped because the child's with the mother. The Houston FBI office took a report of interference with child custody, and Heather Renee Inks is now wanted by the FBI. Police often say, who has custody? Well, the Texas Family Code defines it. Child custody determination means a judgment, decree, or other order of the court providing for legal custody, physical custody, or visitation with respect to a child. If you continue to scroll, you'll see legal custody means the managing conservatorship of a child. Physical custody means the physical care and supervision of a child. Visitation means the possession of or access to a child. You get child custody at visitation exchange. You become the custodial parent. Back to the missing child's report. The Code of Criminal Procedure 63.001 defines what a child is. Child means a person under 18 years of age. The child did not voluntarily leave the care and control of the custodian, and the taking of the child was not authorized by law. The court order is a lawful order a judge has signed. Just like interference with child custody, Texas Penal Code 25.03, missing child was taken or retained in violation to the terms of a court order for possession of or access to the child. Let's see what the Texas Missing Person Clearinghouse says. These are pamphlets that they give out everywhere they go. You may see them in your local law enforcement offices. Missing child means person under 18 years of age whose whereabouts are unknown to the child's legal custodian. The child did not voluntarily leave the care and control of the custodian. The child was taken or retained in violation to the terms of the court order. On the flip side, all Texas law enforcement agencies, upon receiving a report of a missing child, shall immediately enter the name into the clearinghouse. Again, law enforcement can't deny you a missing persons report. Federal law. Federal law prohibits law enforcement from establishing a waiting period before accepting a missing child's report and requires law enforcement agencies to respond in a specific way regardless of the reason why the child is missing. Code of Criminal Procedure 63.009 Law Enforcement Requirements. Law enforcement agencies, on receiving a report of a missing child, shall start an investigation with due diligence in order to determine the present location of the child or person. Immediately, but not later than 2 hours after receiving the report, should enter the name of the child into the clearinghouse. Should also inform the person who filed the report of the missing child or missing person that the report will be entered into the clearinghouse. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, roughly 800,000 children are reported missing each year in the United States. That's roughly 2,000 per day. Of those, there are 115 child stranger abduction cases each year, which means the child was taken by an unknown person. So out of 800,000 missing children, only 115 child abduction cases were by unknown persons. Do you know why interference with child custody was legislated into law yet? In summary, Texas Penal Code 25.03, interference with child custody, and Code of Criminal Procedure 63.001, missing child, say the same thing. The child was taken or retained in violation to the terms of a court order for possession or access to the child. At the end of the day, ask for an offense report for interference with child custody, Texas Penal Code 25.03. If the child's not available, ask the officer to complete a welfare check. If a welfare check can't be completed, ask for a missing persons report. If the officer refuses, ask to talk to his supervisor. Good luck, and thank you for watching.